There. Thanks so much for joining me today. This is going to be a beautiful flow. We're going to be twisting, throwing in some binds if you like it, maybe a little touch of power, but not a whole lot. We are going to start this one in an all fours position. So go ahead and meet me on your mat in your most beautiful all fours. Stacking as best as we can. Hips are over those knees, shoulders are over our wrists, gaze is in between our thumbs. Go ahead and grip through the mat, really feeling the ground beneath you. Picking that right foot up, pulling it down, left foot up, down. Just gonna pick that right foot up, roll that ankle out. Really pointing through that foot. Reversing that circle of that right ankle. Beautiful. Release that right and pick the left up. Take those rolls on this side. And reverse that circle. Fabulous. Release it. Let's go ahead and take some wrist warm-up. So we're just going to rock forwards and backwards slowly. We're on like a speed 2 here. And then let's take that rock side to side, still gripping hard through the fingers. Neutral spine, we're not dumping into the back. Go ahead and point those fingers, outer edges of the mat. Continue that rock left to right. Beautiful. Pointing the fingers towards your body. Maybe tucking those toes here and rocking forwards and backwards. Maybe hanging out on the backwards rock a little longer than the forwards rock. Beautiful. Slowly we're going to come up onto those tuck toes. Left hand's by our side. If it's not on the ground, that's okay. That right hand's going to sweep up and overhead. Continuing to breathe. Neutral spine, tucking that tailbone in. Continuing to breathe. Nice steady inhales and exhales. That next inhale will rise you up. And we're going over to the right. So that right hand comes towards the floor. Left hand up and overhead. Scooting those hips over towards the left. Still tucking that tailbone. Forgetting about those toes. And inhale brings us back up. Go ahead and walk the hands forward, untuck those toes, and then we're going to counter that stretch. So walk the hands back and maybe stretch through the front of the calves here, all through the front of the feet. Should feel really nice. Continuing to breathe. And slowly we'll come forward back into our all fours position. Let's go and take some cat-cow here. You know the drill. Inhale, lift. And on the exhale, we round. Really articulate this, matching up that movement with the breath. I'm going to leave you to it to do a few rounds of this. Wherever you are, we're going to take one more full round here. Come back to our neutral all fours position. We're going to go ahead and take that left leg out long. When that feels good, you can reach your right arm forward. Breathing here. Dorsiflexing that left foot. Maybe reaching around with this right hand to grab that left foot or ankle, kicking up, stretching through that right shoulder and chest. Slowly release and come back to our all fours position. Right leg kicks back. When that feels good, left arm reaches forward. Feels good, you can reach left hand around to meet right foot. Kick it up. Big stretch. And slowly we release back to all fours. Tuck the toes, walk the hands slightly forward. We're coming into down dog. Once you get here, you can go ahead and pedal the feet, stretch through the hamstrings. Taking our time on the warm-up today. Pushing equally through both of the hands, the shoulders. Go ahead and roll onto your tiptoes. Go ahead and take your gaze forward, and then we're going to hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, we'll come up half lift, lengthen through the spine, weight is in the toes. Exhale, we fold. Just take a few rounds of breath here, finding movement or stillness, whichever you prefer. Could grab opposite elbows, sway left or right. Straighten the legs, stretch those hamstrings. So many options here. Just listening to your body, finding what feels good here and going with that. We'll take another full round of breath here. On the next inhale, we'll rise up to a standing position. Rolling the shoulder blades down the back body, head and neck come last. Beautiful. Take those hands up and overhead. Big breath. Come up onto those tiptoes. And we're going to slowly lower down to a squat. Just as slow as you can go here. And we land in our squat, arms up and overhead. And we're going to go back up. Slowly, we rise back up on those tiptoes. Reach, reach, reach. And again, slow, lower. Slow, lower. No rush, no hurry. Nice and steady. Land in our squat. Arms are still up. One more time. Inhale to rise. Tiptoes, reach, 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 reach. And again, slow, lower. You got this. Here we are. Squat, arms up and overhead. Take those hands behind the back, interlace them. Pull them away from your booty. Lift that gaze up. Beautiful shoulder stretch here. One more round of breath. You got this. Release that interlace. Bring the hands in front of you. Send the hips up and back. Forward fold. Very nicely done. Plant the hands. Step the feet back. Plank. We're going to lower down the knees and then the chest and the chin. Roll through into our cobra. And exhale takes us downward dog. Beautiful job, my friends. We're going to come up onto those tiptoes, hop forward. So take your gaze forward and then big hop up. Inhale, we lift up. Weight is in the front of the toes. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we'll peel up to standing. Arms up and overhead. Exhale them down to heart center. Beautiful. Send those arms back up. Sit back into chair, making sure you can see those toes. Shift that weight to the right foot. Big step back with the left. High lunge, arms up and overhead. Interlace those hands behind the back. Lift through the chest. Take the gaze up. Beautiful. Release that interlace. Frame the foot. Step the right foot to meet the left. Gaze is forward. Knees, chest, chin. Chaturanga up dog will all meet in a downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Go ahead and come up to those tiptoes. Gaze comes forward. Big hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, we lift up. Arms up and overhead. Exhale them through heart center. Beautiful job. Go ahead and take those arms up and overhead. Sit back into your chair position. Make sure you can see those feet, those toesies. Shift the weight over to the left. Pick that right foot up. Big step back. High lunge, arms overhead. Bring them around behind you, interlace them. Pull them away from your booty and look up. Breathing. Beautiful. Release the interlace. Frame the foot. Step it back to meet the right. And your vinyasa of your choice will all meet back in a downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale that right leg up. 3-leg dog. Roll it forward in between the hands. Lower down the back knee. Rise up. Low lunge. Arms overhead. Exhale those hands down to the mat. Push back calf splits. Roll it back forward. Tuck the back toes. Left hand plants. Right hand sweeps up. Revolve side angle. Beautiful twist. Roll that right wrist out. And reverse that roll. Beautiful. Frame the foot. Step it back. Vinyasa, your choice. All meet back. Down dog. Remarkable. Left leg sweeps up. 3-leg dog. Roll it forward. Step in between the hands. Lower down that back knee. Rise up. Low lunge. Hands come to the mat. Push back calf splits. Beautiful. Roll forward onto that left foot. Tuck the back toes. Right hand plants beside left foot. Left arm up and overhead. Go ahead and take those circles with the wrist. Reverse that circle. Beautiful. Frame the foot. Step that left foot back to meet the right. Vinyasa of your choice. We'll all meet in a downward dog. We'll just take a few rounds of breath here. If you want to take child's pose, can be my guest. If you're in child's pose, we're going to come back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up, 3-leg dog. Roll it forward. Step it in between the hands. We're going to pivot on that back foot. Rise up. Warrior 1. Arms up and overhead. Open up, warrior two. Let's come in for our extended side angle. So you can bring this right elbow to right knee, left arm up and overhead. You can also reach this right hand down to the mat if that feels good for you. If you wanted to take it one step further, you could bind here by wrapping that right arm under your leg. Left arm grabs right wrist. Only if it feels good. Go ahead and take your gaze forward towards your right foot. We're going to step this left foot up to meet the right. If you are in this bind, I want you to stay there. If you're not in the bind, let's go ahead and revolve the chair. And this is what that would look like. Wherever we are, we're twisted. If you're in the chair and you want to or if you're in the revolved chair and you want to take it a little further, you can open those arms out. Big reach. And if you're in a bind, just continue to breathe, talk nicely to yourself. And everyone releases into our forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and step the feet back. We're going to take a vinyasa. Everyone meets down dog. We'll be here for 2 rounds of breath. Next inhale takes that left leg up, 3-leg dog. Roll it forward and step it in between the hands. Pivot on that back foot, rise up, warrior one, arms up and overhead. Splendid job. Open up, warrior two. Coming around for this extended side angle, left elbow, left knee, right arm reaches up and overhead. One more step is to bring this hand down to the mat, left hand to the mat. And if you want to bind, you can go ahead and find that now. Continuing to breathe. Bringing your gaze down to that left foot. Big step to the top of the mat with the right foot. And we're either going to stay in this bind or we're going to revolve our chair, whichever feels better for you. If you're in that revolved chair and you want to open up those arms, be my guest. Continuing to breathe wherever we are. And pivot around, forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and step the feet back. And vinyasa of your choice. We'll all meet back, down dog. Well, I hope that you feel good. We're going to go ahead and come down onto the forearms, coming in for dolphin. Push them through the shoulders here, maybe walking the feet slightly forward. Maybe picking that right leg up. And release, maybe pick the left leg up. And release. Hanging out in dolphin, we're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll slowly come down to the knees. And then we'll send our arms back, coming into child's pose. Take a few rounds of breath here. One more round of breath. And slowly bring the hands forward and peeling up. We're going to send the legs out. If you like to play with compass, we are going to have just a little bit of fun. But first we're going to stretch our leg out a little bit so that everyone feels a little more comfortable here. So our left knee and leg is bent in. We're going to send the right leg in front of us. Now if you're grabbing here, beautiful, okay? Wherever we are, if you want to grab a strap, you could. But just finding wherever we can pull from this leg, we're just pulling it, okay? Pulling it in more towards the face. You can have a slight bend in this knee. No one's here to judge us. And we're not going to judge ourselves because that's just not nice. We're just going to accept it and love where we are. Okay, let's open this hip up. If you want to bring your left hand to the side, be my guest. Just open up through this right leg. Beautiful. You want to try for compass? Be my guest. Left hand, right foot. It's going to throw some of y'all off. It's okay. This is not an easy position. Send it up. And if it feels good, you can take it behind you. And you're going to shift over into this left hip. And maybe bringing this right hand somewhere to the right side. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? A lot of people like to send their arm out in front. And here we are in our little compass. Looking at what direction are we going here. Just playtime. Just all this is playtime. No one's taking this seriously. Coming over to the other side. So right leg's bending in. Stretching through this left leg. Of course, this is a beautiful chance to just become aware of the different sides of the body and how they feel different, how they cooperate differently. Just breathing while we hold and stretch this leg. And these shoulders. You'll see that these shoulders are stretching here just as well because to do compass, we have to have very stretched out shoulders. If you liked the binds, I'm sure you're loving this. Go ahead and open it up to the side, bringing this right hand to the mat for balance and stability. Continuing to breathe here. We're still not holding or clenching the breath. We have very conscious inhales and exhales happening. All right, you want to try? Right hand, outer edge of that left foot. Shift your weight onto this right hip. Lift it up. Just finding where we are, left hand, wherever. Maybe finding your compass here. Which direction shall we go today? Beautiful job. Even if you gave it a shot, you're remarkably amazing. Go ahead and send that left leg out long, right leg to the side. Take a twist here. Right arm or left arm hooks over that right knee. Right hand behind us. And we breathe. Beautiful. We release. Counter that twist to the left. And send that right leg long. And left comes beside right. Right arm hooks left knee. Left arm goes behind us. Coming back to the breath here. Release gently, counter that twist to the right. And let's go ahead and come into cobbler. We're going to take an extended cobbler, so don't try to pull the feet in. We're going to create more of a diamond shape here to stretch more into our IT bands. When it feels good, you can go ahead and hinge from those hips to fold forward. Just finding the point here that feels good. And then breathing love into your body. Take one more round of breath here. Beautiful. Slowly we rise up. Pull those knees together. Here is our chance to rock and roll. We'll just do this 2 or 3 times before we come in for some core work. Oh, yes. Once you land here, we're just going to bring those knees bent and legs are parallel to the sky. Arms are up and overhead here. Big reach. So we're going to extend this right leg, and then right arm's going to reach up. Left's going to stay back here with a beautiful shoulder stretch. And then when we come back, the leg comes back and the arm comes back. And then we reach forward with the opposites, okay? You got this. We'll just do this for 20 times. I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3. So you're going to know to alternate sides, okay? And let's go for 1, 2. We're not in a hurry. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you got this, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hug those knees. Big, big hug here. Let's go ahead and come in for a happy baby. Outer edges of the feet or our calves, ankles, doesn't matter. Big finger, peace fingers around our big toes, however you would like to find happy baby here. Just making sure the tailbone is on the mat. Shoulders are both on the mat. Let's go ahead and close the eyes down here and just take a few rounds of breath. Gently, we release, big hug of those knees. We're just going to take a nice reclined twist, arms in a T or a cactus, and allow them to drop over towards the left, gazes towards the right, 3 rounds of breath. Really filling that belly up with air here. Inhale brings us back to center. And allow those legs to drop over towards the right. Gaze goes towards the left. Inhale back to center. Big hug. If you want to take Shavasana, be my guest. Otherwise, we're going to rock up. And we're just going to meet in a comfy seat. We're just going to do a few minutes of meditation here. Asana prepares the body for meditation, says Patanjali, and I have to agree. Bring in the hands to the knees. Big roll back of those shoulders. Closing the eyes down. Just coming present. Becoming aware of your sensations, of your thoughts. And clenching that jaw, relaxing through the forehead. Imagining all of that beautiful energy that you've just created, all that positive, kind energy pulsing through every part of your body. All the way from your fingertips to your toes. Big inhale here. And we'll take a sigh to exhale. One more time together. Inhale. And sigh it all out. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. The light in me honors and acknowledges that bright light inside of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I forgot our quote. So the one that I had gathered today didn't have an author, but I thought it was super fitting. Don't compare your life to others. There's no comparison between the sun and the moon. They both shine when it's their time. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you back on the mat, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day.